morning, everyone. It's Dr. Houston, and I'm here to give you some mid-May updates. We have recently closed the application process for our day programs, Young Gifted Students and Summer in the Middle. Those classes are all full. So thank you for the wonderful response. We are very excited. We actually have added two classes to that because classes got so large. Rather than put people on a waiting list, we split the class and have added two new classes for our students in the Young Gifted Students program. So thank you. Our next announcement is that for Summer Gifted Studies, Leadership Studies, and Spady seminars, we are extending the deadline out through May 30th. So please go ahead and get those applications in. If you are in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th grade, there is space for you and an exciting program here on campus at USM this summer. So go to the website, www.usm.edu/gifted, and you will find all of the information about the Leadership Studies program, the Summer Gifted Studies program, and Spady. So those classes are actually getting full, and we need you to go ahead and apply right now so that you don't miss out. What I'd like to do right now, since we're getting ready for all of these wonderful summer programs, is talk to parents a little bit about 7 things that will help you prepare your student for a summer program or a summer camp. So tip number 1 is we're kind of going in a timeline order here. The month before camp starts, communicate with your program directors. Hey, that's me, or whomever whatever camp you're going to. This isn't just for the Karnes Center, but some ideas for anywhere you're going, whether it's a church camp or a camp out in the woods that's actual camping and hiking and biking and swimming and all of that good stuff. Communicate with the camp coordinator if you have any questions whatsoever. It's better to have your questions answered now than to wait until the day you're getting there and arriving. When students are coming in and arriving, a lot of the staff for the camp will be busy getting those final sign-ins, helping students move into their dorm room or their cabin or whatever they have. And they really, although they will stop and take time to answer your questions because you are their priority, it's a lot easier and goes a lot better for everyone if you have all those questions answered before you get there and you allow the camp staff to really work with the students who are coming to the camp and get them squared away so that no one else has any confusion. If a camp counselor is helping your child, you don't want someone else coming and asking questions of them that take attention away from your child. So please don't be that person to someone else. Look for emails that the camp may have sent to you. Check in your spam and junk folders if you don't see an email that you think you should have gotten, and call if you can't find it. Just a reminder, universities and a lot of camps are big campuses. There are a lot of phone extensions, and if you call the general number, they may not even be aware that the camp is going on or the program is going on. They might not be able to tell you who to connect with. So look back over the materials that led you to apply to the program in the first place and make sure you have those names and numbers correct when you do call. Okay, so tip number 2, the week or between a week and 2 weeks out before your program or camp begins, make sure your children's clothes fit them. A lot of children that come to our programs, I know, because we're in June, it's right after school has let out, and parents are kind of not thinking about, well, my child has grown over the school year. You've been wearing school uniforms or things all year. And so you go to pull out those summer clothes from last year, you throw them in the suitcase and you send them to camp and nothing fits. There's nothing worse than having a child that, puts on a pair of shorts, they can't get them buttoned or they're way too short and they're embarrassed. And, we have to send them back to try to find something else to wear if it's not within our dress code. And so they may not have anything. Then we wind up having to call you and then you have to come up. So just make sure that everything you're going to put in that suitcase fits and adheres to any dress code that your camp or your program has sent to you. And again, if you don't know, ask the question. Um, Make sure you have appropriate linens for their bed or their cot or whatever their sleeping arrangement is going to be if it is a residential program. And make sure that they have all of those things. If you're doing this a week to 2 weeks before the program begins, that gives you time to go to the store and get anything or go to the thrift store. Sometimes thrift stores have plenty of linens and things that people have only used once or twice, especially if it's a size for a bed that you don't have, but the camp has. That might be a good solution, an inexpensive solution. Okay. Toiletries. Make sure your child has toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, soap, all of the things that they're going to need when they go to the bathroom or to take a shower or a bath. We don't want them to be stinky, and they don't want to be stinky either. Think about things like shower shoes, or a robe, things that they may not have at home or use at home, but they will want to have in a dorm situation or a camp setting, if they're sharing a bathroom with anyone else, or if the bathroom is down the hall and they have to, get there without embarrassing themselves. So think about those things. It's nice to have a little caddy to carry their things to the bathroom in, or just to have it organized, even if their bathroom is in the room with them in a dorm room. If it's their specific bathroom, it's still nice to have a little caddy to organize their things in so it's not scattered everywhere. Okay, and plan to pick up snacks at the grocery store before you're on the way to the program so that there's no confusion, or, hey, we thought there was a Walmart on the way, or we thought there was a Dollar General, but we can't remember where it is, and now we're late getting checked in. Make sure you do that a couple of weeks before, and make sure it's at least on the grocery list before you leave. Tip number 3. So this is the week of the program, and this is more specific to your particular child. Make sure that if your child needs any medication, if they have a prescription that needs to be filled, make sure that at least a week before the program, you're getting that prescription filled. You're looking through the handbook or that's been sent to you that talks about how to label the medications that your child will need. They need to be in a bag with their name on it, clearly mark what it is, when they should take it. All those good things, even if it's an over-the-counter prescription, or not prescription, an over-the-counter medication, you want to have it in that bag with them, um, you know, for them to take so that they're not having to share with anyone, or anything like that. So make sure you have that and make sure it's packed according to whatever instructions you've received, or ask. Also, this is when to really start preparing your child mentally, physically, emotionally, and even spiritually for a summer program or camp. We know that so many of you, because you're working during the summer, you've selected various programs throughout the summer to allow your children to go to, and they may move from one camp to the next or one program to the next with very little time in between, just enough to wash clothes and head them back out the door. So at least as soon as they get home from the last program, or the week before the new program, if they're still at home, start talking to them about what they can expect of the program. Is this an athletic program where they're going to be outside? They need to stay hydrated. Check to see if they need a water bottle, things like that. Or is it like our programs, more academic in nature, and they're going to be inside? In the air conditioning, they might actually need a jacket or things like that if the classroom is cool that day. So talk to them about their physical preparation. Talk to them about how they're going to communicate and best get along and make new friends in each program. If it's an athletic program, they're going to want to be outgoing. They're want to give it their best. They're going to run fast. They're going to jump high. They're going to, aim true, all of those things. But in an academic program like ours, the best way to make friends is by sharing ideas, collaborating, inviting people to join a group, talking to people over the lunch break, things that are a little more calm but a little more intellectually based. And especially if your child has left an athletic program on the way to an academic based program, you want to prepare them for the difference between the program. People in a program that's more academically based may not expect you to run up and give a high five. They might just need a little wave or a hi, how are you? At least the first couple of days. It may be a little over exuberant, especially if you've been used to being on a playing field and being excited and energetic. And then you come to another program where it's a little more calm and laid back. Or the other way around. Hey, you've just been at the Karnes programs this week, and I know you had a great time in the classroom, but this next program is outdoors, and you're going to want to be a little louder, and you're going to want to be, a little more outgoing or whatever it is. Just prepare them for the difference. And the day before. Okay, this is tip number 4. The day before you leave, make sure that you print out any maps or at least take a screenshot on your phone of any maps or check-in instructions that you may have. It's okay to have those emails in your phone and scroll through, but as you know, as you're driving, sometimes as your phone moves from one cell tower to the next, sometimes it takes a while for that to pick back up or you hit a dead zone and you may not have access to the things that you need. Sometimes the Wi-Fi on campus doesn't want to work with your phone or setup until you know the magic word or the code or the button to push, which we can help with. But if you have it printed out, or at least a screenshot in your photos that you can get back to, that's a little more secure and safe and static than something that you're depending on Wi-Fi for as you travel. Make sure you know where you're going on campus, what building you're coming to, know where you're supposed to park. We send all of that out. We send you a map with where to park and instructions on how to get to the building, what door to come in. We'll have a sign out there. So look for those things. And again, campus is a big place, although I do try to let our parking staff know that doesn't necessarily mean that whoever happens to be in the welcome station, the guard shack as we call it, they may not particularly have been informed of all the different camps and programs going on that day, or they may have said, hey, I know them, they were in this building. Well, we've moved around a lot in the last 10 years. Hopefully we found our forever home right here in Fritchie Gibbs, but they may remember us from another location. And this building is not where we're going to be doing sign-ins. We'll be doing sign-ins at the classroom building or at the dorm. And so even if they know where this office is, they may not know how to get to where the camp is. So make sure you have that printed out and all those good things. Okay. Tip number 5, the day of. Again, I won't be here near my phone, although I will have the office phone forwarded to my phone. I may not be able to answer it because I'm talking to someone, helping them get their child registered or moved into the dorm. So it may take me a minute. I can't answer that last minute, which turn do I take? How do I get there type question. So just be considerate of that. We're not trying to be rude to you. We're just trying to do the things that we need to do. So keep that in mind. Make sure that any remaining paperwork is ready, like our code of conduct that we want you and your child to have signed before you get here. Make sure you've got that in your hand as you walk out the door. We might have copies, but we may have used all the copies we made because we know a lot of people will already have it, so we don't always make the same number again. So make sure you have yours. It's a good idea to have names and numbers, your names and numbers, your emergency contacts on hand, just in case you need to update. You look at the child's records and go, oh, I forgot to add grandma. Let me add grandma as an emergency contact. So make sure you have those numbers. All right. So we've gotten all the way up to camp and program, and also the day of. Pay attention to timing. A lot of times we've scheduled certain specific times to move into the dorm and times for the students to get to know their counselors and their teachers, times to go to lunch, all of those things. If you're late, that puts your student behind or your child behind in all of the next events that are coming up, and it makes them feel a little anxious. So if you're on time, it reduces their anxiety. So make sure that you've done that well. Now, at the end of the program, whether it's a day program and you're coming back at the end of the day, this is tip number 6, or at the end of the week, make sure you know where you're supposed to pick up your student. It may be different especially in a residential program, it might be different than where you dropped them off. Um, Make sure you know where you're supposed to arrive and make sure you know when you're supposed to arrive. No child, and I know this from experience, no child wants to be the last one to leave, or to worry whether their parents have had an accident or whether their parents have forgotten them. So make sure that you're arriving on time so that when your child is ready to go, they see your face, they know that you care and that you have missed them. That's important to them. They want to know that, yeah, mom and dad had a great time going to work or going on vacation or whatever you did while they were at camp, but they do want to know that you love them, that you miss them, and that you're ready to see them again. Um, we do know that emergencies happen, tires go flat, radiators overheat, all those kind of things. So if you have a problem, please contact us through Remind. That's our emergency system. And any camper program that you have your child enrolled in should have some type of system where you can communicate throughout the week. So remember to let people know so that when they go, where is that parent? Let me see if I've gotten a message. There is a message there. And we don't have to alert any authorities about a child being neglected or left behind. We want you to be here and we want to be able to communicate all the wonderful things that we have done with your child throughout the week as well. Okay, and our last tip, number 7, is pray for your child and pray for the program every day that your child is gone. I know that may seem a little um, forward of me to say that, but we appreciate it. We feel it, and we know that your child feels your prayers while they're here. Doesn't have to be a big deal. Just, Lord, look out for my child and help them have a wonderful day today. I know they're going to do great. Those kinds of things make a big difference, and we appreciate it. So that's our 7 tips for a wonderful summer program experience. We hope to see you soon. Get those applications in. If you're 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th grade, we still have room. Summer Gifted Studies, Leadership, and Spady. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.